Everybody, welcome back to another episode of Owen Talks Drum Corps. We are on episode 13. The drum corps season is over, but the podcast is not. Today, we have a very special guest with us today. Just quick little rundown. I just wanted to remind you to go follow that Instagram. That's Owen Talks Drum Corps. Subscribe on YouTube. That's Owen Does Band Things. And also follow on Spotify, which is also Owen Talks Drum Corps. Alrighty, guys. Well, this is a Halloween special episode. So the question of the week, if you could wear any drum corps uniform for Halloween, which one would you choose? Let me know down in the comment section down below on YouTube or on Spotify, as well as the post on Instagram for this video. My guest today is a Shepton and Plano Senior High School marching band alumni. He marched with Guardians in their 2021 production, Contrary. He has also marched with Spirit of Atlanta in 2023's production, Up, Down, and All Around, and 2024's production, Creatures. He also marched with Vigilantes Indoor Percussion in their production, Hypnotica, and is looking forward to pursuing music education in the future. Please welcome my guest today, DJ Ball.
Hi, yeah,
How's your summer been?
it was really good actually. That was probably one of my most fun drum corps seasons I've had so far.
Oh yeah, man. Well, let's
Yeah,
get right into it, man. What was
yeah.
any favorite memory you had of this season? Any location, activity? What was something memorable this season for you?
Well, I'll just say like just always performing at Lucas Oil Stadium. It's always just like the biggest treat in the world. Like it's just such a nice venue and like the locations around it are just so great. I'd say like probably my favorite housing site would probably be in Tennessee at this Christian academy. I forgot what it was called, but I do remember that they gave us like um oh shoot, they gave us like pulled pork, dude. And I was like, wow. Like I
Oh,
like up until this point, it was just like all drum corps meals. I mean, like the best thing we had was chicken patties and the mac and cheese, chicken mac and cheese,
hey,
which is gas, by the way. But
let's go.
the the pulled pork was just like so refreshing, and the showers were so nice. And
Hey,
shout out Ryan's high school because that's my boy. But yeah,
hey.
no, that was like my favorite housing site. I don't know, just a lot of really good friendships made this season. Uh, like my entire Bears section, this is probably one of my favorite sections I've ever marched with in my entire marching career. It's just like we just felt, at least like my close circle at least was just like we always had each other's back. I never got sick of them at all during tour, which is like something that like never ever happens. But yeah, shout out Jake Doris, and Will Morris and my boys and everyone else.
Hey.
But those two are my homies. Yeah.
Nice, man. Nice, dude. That's sick. Dude,
Hmm.
I mean, as most people know on here, I am looking forward to marching this upcoming summer. And dude,
Hmm.
I can already like vision like Lucas Oil standing outside,
Oh yeah.
inside,
Hmm.
warming up, everything, man. I'm looking forward to it. So that's a good memory to have.
Yeah. And I mean like I always love the Texas shows because I'm from Texas. And so like everyone else like up until this point like leading into the Texas part of the season, everyone else gets to see their families like all the time because everyone's from the east to the southeast.
Right.
And I'm just like, oh, this is great. Like I love everyone seeing their families. I'm like, when's it my turn? You know? And then we
Right.
get to San Antonio, and then like half of everyone I know is there. I'm just like, this is what I like. This is what I like.
Let's
And
go.
like we're literally just walking in the lot, and then like there's just like a bunch of people like, oh, it's DJ Ball. I'm like, I'm just a dude, but like my friends always come out to support. Yeah, and then we also rehearsed in Mesquite Memorial Stadium, which is like my closest thing to my
Oh yeah,
home.
yeah.
And all my section did some really funny stuff then, but my
Yeah.
parents brought out some like Gatorade and some ice pops and stuff and just some ice for the baritone section, and just like being able to rehearse and show them what what it's like behind the scenes like for my
Yeah.
parents
Right.
was just really nice. Like it was also funny because they were the only people in the stands besides the staff, so it was just like I wonder where my parents. Oh, yeah. But it's yeah, no, I just Mesquite Memorial Stadium holds a special place in my heart. So like obviously rehearsing there is just a great memory for me, you know.
Nice.
Hmm.
Nice. Dude, Texas Tour will do it. Texas Tour is awesome, bro.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
like you were saying, being from here, dude, and then the
Hmm.
marching matches being so cracked here, like
Oh yeah, for
it's just
sure.
like home.
Yeah. And it's really funny because like all the people from Georgia and whatnot are like, I hate Texas tour because it's all dry heat. And I'm just like, nah, born and raised Texas, baby. It's like in like your first season we're like, well, my first season in Guardians, we only stayed in Texas. But when I came to Spirit, like the first season, you're always just like, you won't shut up about the state and why it's like literally the best. And people get so sick of you. And my homie Cole, he kind of like suffered from that this season. I was just like watching him, just like, yeah, he knows. He knows Texas is the best. And he's not afraid to show it.
So
Um,
how's the weather down in Atlanta?
oh, well, I mean, we spring train in Alabama.
Oh, okay.
So that's a whole different thing. Like the it really trains you. So like if you're not aware, we have this thing called Swamp Tour, and like everyone eventually goes through Swamp Tour,
Oh
and it
yeah.
sucks. And it's just like it's so humid and so like awful and hot. But since we spring train there, it's like when we go back, it's like not that bad. You know, it's like conditioning, like
Mm.
super rigid conditioning. But even then, like in the east-ish, in the southeast-ish area, we like shared a lot of shows with the Crossmen, like a lot of shows with the Crossmen. So we got rained out like for like half
Uh,
our season. And
yep.
so
I was about to
it
ask.
was yeah, it was not fun. We our staff, like all of our admin staff, basically March Spirit back in the day. Back in the
Yeah.
day, it was like 2015, but uh, they got rained out like a lot that season, and so
Uh,
like as the season went by, like they were like, oh, we don't want to jinx it, we're not going to call it what we called it back then, and so they didn't tell us what it was called until our fifth show got rained out, and he's just like, yeah, this is Spirit of Atlantis, all right, and we thought that name was so funny because it's just like yeah, this sucks. But you know, it like when you go through these like hardship times, it's like it really brings people together, you know. It's like the amount of times we were stuck on the bus and it just rained and I got to know the people around me like a lot more and we got to play like games and stuff and just like
right.
have like not like parties, but like stuff like that. And then even like at Allentown, like they brought us pizza and stuff. And then we did like our little standstill performance. But oh, that was sick, by the way. That
Hey.
I'll get to that later. But it was just like just getting to know the people around you through these like hardships and the hard times. Like there's a bunch of stuff behind the scenes that we weren't really sure about, like with the design process and whatever. But like it was like completely out of our control. But like what we went through as like a membership really brought us together, you know? And I
Yeah.
can say that almost every single person in that horn line I would like call up any day and just be like, yo,
Nice.
let's like go do something. A few, I mean, like I can't because I live in Texas and they all live in Georgia or Florida
Right.
or South Carolina. And I'm just like, but like if I'm in the area, we'll get we'll do something, you know?
Right. Uh,
Yeah,
that's cool, man. That's
cool.
cool. Yeah, that's something Kylie who has been on here that
Yeah,
she also said about how like with those rain out days and having so many of those, how you get so much closer, so much more bonding time. Like obviously you still have to grind and stuff, but at the end of the day, these are people you're going to be talking to for the rest of your life. So why not get to
exactly.
know them
Yeah.
in those times that like you have that is kind of I mean, like obviously there's both sides of the coin. Like
Hmm.
unfortunately because you don't get to perform, but very much fortunate because you're getting to know a lot more of these people.
Yeah. Yeah. That's exactly how I feel because yeah, I like well literally I want to plan like travel days just so I can spend time with my friends in Florida because
Oh, that's
like
sweet.
they're like my family. I
Yeah.
and like Michigan and whatever. But it's just like they are the people that I will go to first, you know.
Gotcha. Dude,
Yeah.
that's cool. No, yeah,
Hmm.
getting to know everyone all around, that's something cool. Did you get to know much of would you say much of your own section or the whole core, guard, percussion? Because I know the horn line sometimes does their own thing and is a little bit separated from those other categories.
Yeah, we're back. So I'd say I do like taking pride in like knowing people from a lot of the other sections,
Gotcha.
especially drumline and pit. But especially since right after the Atlanta show, I did get COVID,
Mm,
and yeah, so it was like I missed like a not like a week rehearsal, but like a solid amount of time for rehearsal,
hmm
and all I could do was just like sit in my air mattress and just like talk to the people who also got COVID, which was shout out Jakai, that's my boy in the snare section. We like talked a lot, and then shout out Emma Shaw, who was my C block seat partner because when we were in COVID, we had to get a little block of people. And
Gotcha.
yeah, we did a lot of bonding, and it was really good to like see what other people what other people's experiences are during the season, like that aren't in your own section, because obviously I'm
Right.
going to be in sectionals with all my people, with all my baritones and sploofs. Sorry, where's the sploofs? And but like I never like get to talk to the trumpets like ever, and I never get to talk to the snares ever,
hmm
and so it's just like getting to know those different perspectives, and yeah,
Yeah.
um, yeah, no, it's
That's
just really good
sick.
to know all the people.
Yeah, that's cool. It's another, dude, there's so many of these, I feel like in drum corps, but so many like heads and tails of it, you know? Like I don't
Hmm.
know if you saw, but the episode with Gabe, he talked about when he got injured and how he was on like unfortunately he was I don't think he was concussed, but he had to get staples in his head. But the good part
Hmm.
of that was that he got to watch rehearsal from like a director's point of view, you know? And so
Yeah,
like he
yeah.
was like, I got to watch my horn line, I got to watch my section, I got to
Hmm.
watch my show that I'm marching, from the outside perspective, which nobody like or ever like barely gets to do for their own show.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, funny story about Gabe. At a marching competition like a couple weeks ago, I was working with my band. Shout out Highland Park. Uh, and I saw Gabe, or I went to go see my old horn line. Obviously, I went to Plano Senior and I went to go talk to the directors. And then
Yeah.
uh my director was like, "You need to meet this guy that's teching here, and his name's Gabe Ayers." I'm like, was he on like this podcast with this dude named Owen? He's like, I'm not sure. And then I like went up to him like, oh, the guy. And I was just like, oh, it's crazy. So I now I know Gabe, and I'm like, dude, you were on the podcast. And then
Telling you,
like I
bro.
told him, he's like, yeah, he's like, you went to Colleyville, right? And so like I was just like, you went to Colleyville, right? And he's just like, how'd you know that? I'm like, I listen to your podcast. He's like, oh, okay. So that was a really funny interaction actually. But yeah.
There you go, man. There you go. No, but
Mhm.
yeah, dude. Awesome guy. Awesome guy. Hey, Colleyville boys, Gabe,
Yeah.
Diego, me.
Diego. We love Diego Cruz, baby.
We need
Um,
Deckvo or what's his YouTube? Uh
so
I
Digbo, yeah, I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking
forgot
about.
it. We need to get
Mhm.
him.
Yeah.
Dude, but yeah.
But yeah, no.
That's some cool stuff. No, yeah. And then I think I mean that goes back to like meeting people, like even people who are not from the core, you know, like just meeting new people.
Yes.
Which I guess I want to ask, uh, because I know myself, I know there's a bunch of people. How would you say teching works for you? Like, what does it entail of? What are the differences, major differences between, um, you as a marcher and you as a tech, like things like that? What would be the things you
Yeah.
would say?
I would say that having like the drum corps experience helped me a lot as a tech because I gained a very big perspective on what the culture is like in the band from the kids' perspective.
Right.
And so seeing everything from behind the scenes and then having that added bonus of knowing what the kids are thinking right now. And
Mm-hmm.
especially with how my season went and how similar it was to how the marching band season went for Highland Park, I could just like say like, okay, I know exactly what they're thinking right now. Even if it is clouded with like assignments and like projects and tests and whatever, it's still
Mhm.
like when they are on the field, like I know what they're thinking because it's the exact same thing that I was thinking. At least I hope it was.
Mhm.
And I really took that into account and I really made like a connection with the kids. And I love working with them, honestly. Like if I'm gonna try my best to come back next year and teach them, but it's just an amazing experience, honestly, just to tech and just get your like name out there, and so that people can know you. And so when you're like, since I want to be a band director, like people are going to be like, that guy works there, and they had a lot of success there. So and he also marched drum
Exactly.
corps. Like, hey, like, but no, it's just like now, even then, now that I know like all the behind the scenes things that are going on in the instructors' lives, that brings a really good perspective for me, at least. I think, I hope that I can apply this to next season. But like now I can just be like, okay, I know what's happening on the staff side. So
Yep.
I'm not going to be like, why is this not happening right now? Like it's like I understand that all the stressfulness that is happening because I was in their shoes, but
Right.
not exactly, but I can kind of gauge it,
Yeah.
and it just really makes it
You're,
more like let's take a step back and see what's going on. Like actually, you know,
you're like shadowing them basically and stuff.
yeah, exactly. And I'm just like, that's what I'm really looking forward to next season. I know we'll get to that later, but like it's just I've gained this whole new perspective that I'm just like, wow, like I didn't even realize how much is actually going on. And now I can just be like, I can just like try and communicate with the horn line, just being like whenever they get frustrated with the staff, because it always happens at every court, you're gonna get frustrated. And
Hmm.
it's you can just be like, I just be like, hey, you just gotta understand, you just gotta trust the process.
Yep.
And I feel like that's been a really big struggle with me in the past. And so now that I really do understand, I don't think I'm gonna have any problems with it anymore. But also, obviously time will tell. But
Gotcha.
uh the teching experience is just really it's just a really good experience. And if anyone going to music education, you definitely, definitely should do it. Like it's even if you don't do drum corps, even if you don't like marching band, if you're gonna teach a high school, you're probably gonna have to work with a marching band anyways. You should definitely go into teching and just see what it's like, you know?
Yeah. And from the
Mhm.
people you work with, would you say most techs are music ed or all over the place?
Um, well, the other tech that was working with the horn line, he was a music ed major. And then the head tech who like made us, who hired us, she was fully graduated.
I
So
gotcha.
she had some other degree, but she got paid a lot more than us because she had a degree. But she didn't go into music education. She was just doing this because it was her passion, which I respect fully. And the fact that you're getting paid for that is also awesome. So
Yeah.
it's yeah, so I mean, it doesn't, it's a range, you know, like it doesn't really have to be music education, but it mostly is music education people.
Gotcha.
The person who got me involved at Highland Park, shout out Avery Turman. Uh, I marched with him in 2021, and he's a goat, and he's also just starting his freshman year at UNT actually.
Going
So,
green, going green.
yeah. And like that's another thing. Like you don't have to your college experience is like if you have the experience then it doesn't some people say that you can like you should get your degree faster but again you have only so many years to march you have only so many years to get experience like in high school marching band before like you're considered really old and like Avery is a really like good beacon for me like just to see like yeah, I can have a little bit of fun right now, you know, but like not too much, like still like because I'm in community college, so like still get some courses done, but like I can still like have like a priority of drum corps, you know. School is
Yeah.
obviously still the priority. In case my parents are watching this, school is the priority, but um, it's just like I can still like set aside my summers for like all of this like amazing experience from this amazing education staff and then head back in October to go teach with some great people and some great kids, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, man, that's
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah, I asked because I'm not music ed. I'm a marketing major. So I'm on the business side of end. And so that's why I asked because for me, and I wondered because I know that I have that question. I bet a bunch of people other people have that question of like, I mean, I'm very passionate about marching band. I'm very passionate about drum corps. Eventually, when I have that drum corps knowledge, can I still go do that? What are my expectations and all that? So thank you so much for that
Hmm.
information because I mean I personally needed it. I bet there's a bunch of other people that are wondering about it too. But yeah, thank you, man.
Of course. Yeah.
Great
No
advice.
problem.
Great advice. Alrighty, well,
Hmm.
to wrap up a little bit of your 2024 year, what was your favorite thing about Creatures, the show itself?
Mm. I really liked part three, which was called The Nightmare.
Uh,
So beforehand, it's the trombone feature with all the like stilt creatures coming out, and it was really, I don't know, like that was definitely like the most fun I've ever had marching because
hey,
like the drill was really hard and just the music was so technical and it sounded so cool. Like I was like,
hey,
oh my gosh. And I auditioned for the trombone ensemble. I didn't get it, which didn't really mind. Like I minded a little bit at first, but then I like looked at the baritone part, I'm like, oh, this is sick. Never mind. And then,
hey.
uh yeah, it was just oh my gosh, that was so fun. And then we had like this little conveyor belt thing. It was so great. I will say, like I had a lot of fun with every single one of these movements. Um the ballad, we played we had our like semifinals lot. Like not like lot, but like our warm up. And
Gotcha.
we couldn't go to high school because it was like we were performing really early, so it didn't really add up the times. And we performed in front of a really funny store, and all my spirit people know what I'm talking about. And I'm not gonna go into detail about that. But uh we performed the ballad hit in front of that store, and it was really funny because I was like absolutely bawling my eyes out because I'm like, dang, I love this show, and I love like this ballad hit, man, and like we made it so impactful over the course of the season, like it just like really internalized with me, and it's just great, man. And then okay, like I can just talk about like every single movement and like every single part of the show, but in part five, there's like we that's when we do the uniform change and we have like a super jazzy movement and that was just the entire show was just so fun, dude. I love
Nice.
this show so much and
Hey, hype.
it's just it was yeah, it was super hype. The uniform change, we loved the descriptions that we got for that uniform change. It was just like oh, like everyone just came together and was just like, yeah, I we gotta feel it. And so it was great. And then obviously the opening hit because like we got like I think at our first show maybe we got like a standing ovation for our opening hit and I was just like yeah, this is a cool show.
No, yeah, bro,
Um
the show
yeah,
takes off immediately, bro. It's awesome.
mm-hmm. I yeah, dude, if I could like redo this summer I 100% would with the knowledge that I have like now I'd just be like yeah, this would have been I feel like my experience would have been so much more enjoyable like post like you know what I mean. It's just I love I loved Nightmare. I loved every oh dude. But yeah, no, for sure Nightmare was my favorite part because there was like this a bunch of like chaos and stuff. And I've never really marched a dark show. And so just being able to like play all these like crunchy chords and stuff was just oh,
Oh yeah.
it was great. Yeah.
Nice. That's what's up, bro. No, yeah, like I was saying earlier,
Mhm.
bro, like the show starts and immediately just takes off. Go, go. I
Yeah,
like
dude.
that. I really do. I really do. I like that. So
Hmm.
that's hype, bro. Hype.
Yeah.
Hey,
That drum line,
so
man.
yeah,
The
as you were
drum line was just
saying,
like
sorry,
sorry.
what?
Uh I was gonna say like the drum line was just like insane because like we got like that was like our highest placing caption and just like because I write music and stuff but like listening to them like and like looking at the book was just like so like such good information came from that like just like listening to like that because we if you look on Core Clash the free downloadable app that can track your scores throughout the season uh no plug or anything but we we finished the season in 10th in drums, which is insane. And I
Heck
love our
yeah.
drumline, dude. Like in the opening drum break and everything. Sorry, I just love talking about the show. Continue with
Dude,
the question.
no, that's all good, bro. That's literally perfect.
Mhm.
That's what you're here for. No, but yeah, dude, that the show, like you're saying, it takes off immediately and stuff. And not only that, but it consistent, like even throughout the ballad, and it just it keeps you engaged. It tells a
Mhm.
story while still focusing so much on the artistic factors of the show itself, which is awesome, bro.
Yeah. Hmm. Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. It's so fun.
Dude, and I do have to ask, are there any funny moments with the creatures themselves? Anything funny happen throughout the season?
Mm. Well, they all have names actually. So
Okay.
like all the little creatures on the props have names. Our favorite one, obviously, is the red ones. Their names are Splinkus. We love Splinkus. And being on prop crew, you grow really familiar with these props. Um, very familiar with these props.
Hype.
And so we got Diglets, we got Doug Duos, we got all these like obviously Pokemon, and then the tall cats were named Jeremy. I think I remember the reason why we called them Jeremy, but I don't want to mess it up, so I'm not gonna say it. But we got the small head, I think was Nathan Jr. And then no, the big head was Nathan Jr. The small head, I forgot what his name. That was in charge. That was the drumline's job. But we love, and then we have Carlos. There is, if you look on the show, like there is one, one like little hammerhead type creature thing, and his name is
Uh-huh.
Carlos, and we love
Hey,
Carlos.
hey, hype. That's funny.
So we were all, yeah, we were all assigned props to like take onto the field. They were kind of like a pain, but it's like it's fine because everyone got hyped about them. And
Yeah.
like I remember specifically, I think this was just rehearsing for Allentown, and it got rained out. Oh, and for DCI finals, our rehearsal got rained out. And so after
Mhm.
the rain was gone, we had like all these big tarps, right? And I didn't participate in this, but a lot of like my friends, shout out Kaden and Birdwell for sending me that video, just like used the tarp as a slip and slide. And I feel like that's the only right way to use them, you know? Like the season's about to end and you just like screw it, man. Take off your shirt, just go right on. And I'm just like, that's pretty awesome. But yeah, I don't think I could ever like do that because I'm just like, why? Like it's cool, but like I'm just like I don't want to like get like hypothermia or something. You know what I mean? So I didn't risk it,
Yeah,
but it was cool. It was cool
that's
to watch. It was cool to watch.
that's that's fair.
Yeah.
That's cool. Alrighty,
But
man.
we love our
Well,
props. We love our
oh yeah.
props.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Alrighty, man. Well, I wanted to dive a little bit deeper into your Spirit of Atlanta time, that being 2023. Do you have any
Hmm.
fun memories, cool memories from tour in 2023?
Yeah. No, I mean, just that was my first full tour, so that was a really fun season in March. I love that baritone section so much. The start of the tradition of the Rouse, aka the first baritones. Uh, we love we love our Rouse. Anyway, so I think like one of my favorite memories from 2023 was Mass Brass. And if you don't know what Mass Brass is, it's when the Crossmen and Spirit of Atlanta just arc up after Allentown and play lot tunes and well not lot tunes, I guess lot tunes. Their core songs, some show chunks, and it's just to celebrate the sisterhood of Crossmen and Spirit, which is like the coolest thing ever, by the way. Like it is so great that I get to know all these people from all my friends at CrossFit. They're the best people to march with. They're like not march with, but like march alongside with. And like every single time I see them at a show, like I'll be like, "Yo, what's up, Sam Crane? Yo, what's up, Brady Carroll?" Like I know these people. Like they're my favorite people.
Hell
And
yeah.
it's also really nice to have people from Crossman because they all live in Texas. So I'm like, hey.
Hey, right?
And but to like recap on like the history because we like love talking about this in history night is sometime in the 70s and in the 80s, there was like a bunch of like there's like zero communication, like nothing like what we have today. Uh, so one time the Spirit's EQ truck like toppled over along the highway, and it was just like, and the Corps had no idea what was going on. Thankfully, all the horns and all the equipment stayed intact, but but like it was just like completely off the highway, or like it was just a main road, but like you know what I mean. And then the crossmen so were like going to the same housing site, and so the bus is stopped and the core director comes on and is just like, no one gets back on this bus unless you have a piece of equipment in your hands. And
Oh wow.
so they come to our housing site and they let us borrow the, or they let us have the equipment, and it was just that's where the sisterhood started. And then like ever since then, it has been like just constantly just a really great relationship between the two corps. Like they let us borrow their horns sometimes. Like obviously, like way back in the day, like that really doesn't happen ever anymore. But it's just the tradition of Crossman and Spirit is like such a great thing to have. And then like Mass Brass is genuinely the coolest thing I've ever done in like drum corps because like they were loud and then like we played and then like all of them came out so were like y'all are like really loud. I'm like stop guys. Like and that is something that I was gonna come into. This is my core necklace. Obviously I got my deltas and everything. And then I got this C for Crossman. Uh
Oh.
and yeah, so that's another thing is that you trade your deltas and your C's now. They used to be crosses, but um you we would trade them. And my trading partner was Brady Carroll. Going back into 2024 because sorry, like I this is like a really good story to tell. It's also my favorite thing that has happened all and every single one of my years of drum corps. So finals night, like in August, like this finals night,
Uh-huh.
I was like texting Brady. I was just like, "Yo, we've been waiting to trade for like the longest time. Like I was trying to find you at Allentown, like got rained out, everything. I was like, you trying to trade at like DCI finals?" And he was just like, "Dude, I got sick and I just I can't do it." And I'm just like, and so I like started like
Yeah.
I was like wondering what like asking around. I was just like, do you think anyone else could trade? Because like if Brady can't do it, it sucks. But and then like I texted Brady, and he's just like, yeah, I mean, I'm probably just not going to trade my cross at all or like my C at all because I want to just trade with you. I was like, okay. And then he's like, I was like, just send me the location of your motel that you're staying in, and I'll just I'll take my time and I'll get to you. And he was just like, you know how to do that. I'm like, well, no, I want to because like it's like a brotherhood or something. And so like I eventually went to his motel, super out of the way, like the blue coats literally just finished going on, and I was like, okay, I gotta go because I'm gonna be late to the buses back to the hotel, and I just can't I can't miss that. So I like book it to the hotel, and we meet up outside of his hotel. He's like, yeah, I'm a little sick. I'm like, yeah, that's fine, man. And so like we trade our little things. I trade my Delta. He gives me his C, and then we just like recap the season, and it was just like a really good moment. Like this is like just like talking to him, and it also just made me realize like, oh, I have a loyalty to my core, and I really should not
Yeah.
like break that, you know. And because like I asked him like, where are you planning on auditioning next year? And he's just like, I'm staying across from my age out. I'm just like, okay. And I was like, why? And he's just like, yeah, this is just like my family and my home and stuff like that. And it made me realize, like, I'm like, oh, yeah, this is my family and this is my home. Like, I can't abandon these people. And also, just like the traditions that the score has is just like amazing. And I like would not give this up for anything, you know? Uh, yeah.
Sick, bro. Dang,
Hmm.
I think that's definitely been the most impactful story told on here till now.
Really.
So yeah, no, that's I mean, going out of your way and everything, that's insane. That's crazy.
Hmm. Yeah.
That's friendship. That's friendship right there for real.
Hmm.
That's
Yeah.
a really cool
Uh,
story.
yeah. But for 23, yeah, so Mass Brass was my favorite thing. And then since that was like I marched bent leg at Guardians, and so going back to straight leg, I mean like I did like straight leg in like high school, but like not in like drum corps.
Yeah.
I wouldn't consider myself like that season. I wouldn't consider myself the best marcher, but I wouldn't consider myself the worst. But still, there are plenty of, if you ask any member of the horn line in 2023, you can like ask for the DJ tick cam, and there's a lot of those. There's one specific moment at DCI Atlanta where I was on mic'd brass, and in the opening choreo of the show, like we jump over our benches like at least three times. And one time my horn hit like the side of the bench, and so my mic fell off. Like the horn was fine, but my mic fell off, and I was like, oh, I don't know. And so like I was like marching backwards trying to fix my mic, and I'm just like, I don't know what I'm doing. And then eventually we turn around for the opening hit, and my mic's just dangling. I'm just like, okay, I guess this is how I'm marching right now. And I'm just like, whatever. And so we just keep going. And like we get to like the horns down, my mic is still dangling. Like, what am and
You're fine.
uh yeah. I'm like, what am I supposed to do? And so like we turn around and I like clip it back on. I'm just like, whatever, fine. And so like we're marching, and like at this moment, I'm like, the judge definitely saw me. I'm freaking out. The staff saw me. This is like terrible. This is awful. Apparently, no one saw me, so it's whatever. And then we do like other choreo, and the multicam focuses on me. And obviously, I'm not thinking about the choreo. I'm thinking about how royally I just screwed up. And so the multicam is just zoomed in on me, and it's just like not anything really. Like I was just like five, not like five counts, but like at least like a count behind on all the choreo, and it's just zoomed in. I'm like, and then like people were like destroying me on the bus, dude. And I was like, oh, bro, no. But
No.
yeah. And I feel like that's just like another thing. Like it's just like don't beat yourself up because I think like everyone in the moment was like really heated at me, but like now it's just kind of like funny, you know. Like in the
Yeah.
moment it's gonna be like bad, but like now I'm just like okay, I feel fine telling this story, and I feel like everyone from Spirit is gonna roast me again, but it's yeah, it's just like I don't know, just like the mess up stories are like kind of like my favorite ones because I have a lot. I have a lot of those. So
That's funny.
yeah.
No, that's
Hmm.
funny. No, that's cool though, because I mean, like you were saying, that was DCI Atlanta, correct?
Yeah.
And is that that
Uh,
one, remind me, that is that early season or later on?
That's like after that's the first regional after San Antonio. So
Oh, okay, okay, okay. Okay, so you're like
it's
at
not even that
mid-season.
early.
Yeah, you're like
Yeah, it was like
mid-season-ish.
yeah. Getting into like Allentown type thing.
Hey,
Yeah.
hey, at least it wasn't like finals week or like something like that.
Hmm. Yeah, for sure. Like if it was finals week, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That would be wow.
Bro would have been
Like we had
roasted, bro
like
would have been cooked.
yeah. I will say that there's like a couple head cams on YouTube, and there are not even like all our vocals are in there. My favorite one, shout out Nathan Oster, our baritone soloist and baritone soloist slash trombone soloist in 2024, was the salami lid won't fit, ain't gonna fit like that. I love the funny vocals, dude. It's so
Dude, that's
funny.
awesome.
And yeah. So like 23 definitely have my favorite vocals. We didn't there were some really funny ones in 24, but 23 definitely have my favorite vocals. But yeah.
Hype, 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 hype. Alrighty, man. Well, I know we were talking about core necklaces, and you said you have a couple now. I know that, I mean, like we said in our intro, you did March Guardians in 2021.
Hmm.
I'm assuming you do have something from them.
Yeah, I mean, I got my if we sorry for all the Spotify listeners, but we have my little Guardians thing and it has the Contrary logo on the back.
Gotcha.
That's actually where I met my best friends. Love Owen. Oh, not you, Owen, but Owen
You don't love me?
Sally. He's
No.
yeah. No, I love you, but like it's just Owen. What's this? Like my homie Owen from Guardians is like actually like the person who's been with me through it all, and like I we'll still like contact each other like every day and just talk about like our free future and like starting a drum corps when we age out and stuff. It's just that's my homie. I love 2021.
Gotcha.
That was I remember looking at the questions, and so I'm just gonna, if you don't mind, I'm
You're
gonna
good.
talk about why like I got into Guardians, why I chose Guardians, and
Yes,
why I chose to
correct.
march drum corps and stuff. But yeah, no, Guardians is like actually like the symbolism there is like our logo is a tree. And the reason why it's a tree is because like you get your roots there, like almost everyone starts at Guardians. And like it doesn't matter if you're gonna move on to another court or if you're gonna move on in life, doesn't matter. You'll always remember your home at Guardians. And that's what really like sold it for me. Like after a couple of camps, I was like, oh, this is awesome. But also like their 2018 show is like actually like probably the coolest open class show ever. Because like there's this, if you ever see it, there's this insane feature where it's literally Mahler 2 mixed with Humble by Kendrick Lamar. And it is
Uh,
the coolest thing ever. And I'm just like, dude, I gotta march something like this. And then I did. And being able to like march drum corps at like open class before I marched world class, like made me feel a lot more confident when I came to Spirit. Even if I was still like getting my roots and everything, but like just knowing that I'm like, hey, I know. I kind of know the gist of what's going on. Vig block in the morning, brass block in the evening, full ensemble in the afternoon. And or something like that. I misspoke, but it's fine. And it's just Guardians is like a home. It's they're kind of struggling right now, but like that is where I like got my roots and everything. Also, my one of my band directors taught at Guardians for like 1 year, and it was, and so he was like telling me, it's like, yeah, no, Guardians is a great place to march because I like also like had this other core in mind, and he's like, I've never heard of them. Like, be very careful about that. I'm like, okay, cool. And then like he's just like, no, just go to a Guardians camp. I'm like, okay, cool. And then I went to a Guardians camp and I invited one of my friends, shout out Eleanor Courtwright. And then we marched together and it was great. And I grew all these connections actually. Like I said, Avery getting me the job at Highland Park. And it's just like getting the like just I don't even know. Words are hard. Uh Marching open class is good. I cannot recommend marching open class first enough. Like it is like I know a lot of people who like just go straight into world class and they do fine. But if you want to get like some like you can like I was a lead baritone in my like rookie season of drum corps in world class, and it was mostly because like of my resume. And I had drum corps experience before and they were just like, okay, cool. And obviously like I play good or whatever, I think. I don't know. But yeah, no. Guardians is just a great place to start out, I think. Well, maybe not right now, but in the future, when they get everything figured out, I would highly recommend Marching Guardians because it's just, yeah,
and then how old were you at that point? Because you were still in high school, right?
yeah. I was going into my junior year of high school. I was 16 years old.
So there you
So,
go.
yeah,
Anyone can do it.
yeah. Anyone can do it at any age. There's this thing called BDC. We like to call it Blue Devils Children. They're literally like 12-year-olds. So like anyone can do it, dude. Like I know someone who marched BDC. Like it's awesome. I love, dude, this activity is awesome, dude. I love like how diverse it is,
Dude,
Because
it's
I
crazy.
also like marching in Spirit, I still march with like 15 or 14-year-olds. And I'm like, how are you here?
Yeah.
How? Like, and he was like, yeah, I was born in like 2008. I'm like, what are you talking
No,
about,
yeah,
dude?
it's
Like,
crazy.
it's
It's
insane.
crazy. It's insane. We're
hmm
old, bro. We're old.
Yeah, dude,
Now,
it's crazy. I
just
did not feel this old.
stay young, stay youngin, stay youngin.
Stay young.
No, that's sick, dude. No, that's something
hmm
that's really cool to talk about on like you were saying, how it's your roots. Because like obviously, like you were saying, some people go straight up into world class, some people start a little bit with like open class and stuff.
hmm
Which are all everyone takes their own path, right? But
Yeah.
it's a very, very good path to take if you're wanting to uh put your feet into the water for the first time,
hmm
going to the camp for the first time. And like you were saying, like just drum corps and even marching band, it's such a small world. Like anyone, like I mean I can probably attest to this, but like I think everybody who like on Instagram who marches any drum corps, like if you DM them, like they are kind enough to like tell you what's up, where to get the info, how to sign up, all those things, which I think is super sick. That's something I really, really enjoy about being just part of the community because no matter where you're from, no matter what level you are at, everybody's super welcoming. So I guess that's some advice to anyone
Yeah.
looking. I know we have some audition camps already going on, some coming up.
Hmm.
Um, go to camp, go to a camp, just
Go to a
experience.
camp.
I mean, again, I know I keep saying this every podcast, but I mean, I haven't marched drum corps yet. But even just me going to the Crossman camp last year, just a whole game changer because especially if you're in high school right now and you're wherever you are in that margin right now, because I know states coming up and areas going on and BOA is about to finish and all that. Wherever you are, if you're wanting to march drum corps, or even if you want to do it next year, buy the packet, learn the music, go to a camp because it's a whole different thing than what you're used to in high school. And I just think showing up is easily just a good step one, good right step.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah,
I remember going to my first camp. I was just like super nervous and super scared because I didn't know what to expect. But it's not scary at all. Like the
no.
vets, if they're good vets, they will come and talk to you. Everyone should be as welcoming as they should be. Like there should be no such thing as just like, oh, you're new, so you don't know what you're doing. So just chill out. No, that's stupid. That's
Hmm.
dumb. Like you, every single vet like should be like as welcoming as they can. That's in my personal opinion. Like
Yeah.
gatekeeping is the stupidest thing ever created. And if you want your core to grow at all, then you're gonna have to let people in. And if you're just like, oh, he's new, no, just come on, like be friendly, you know? And like I mean, that's I guess my advice to like first year vets. And then uh to like people auditioning, it is not scary. I promise you, you're psyching yourself out. Just learn the etude, learn the exercises, learn whatever, the dance stuff, whatever, and just go out there and be the best you can, you know? That's all,
Yeah.
and that's all you can do. Like when you get there, obviously make as many connections as you can. Get your name in the staff's mind. That's a really good thing to do. Just like trying to make a connection with the staff and like learn from them. Like obviously you're gonna learn from them, but like really engage with them. Like see them at meal breaks and just like ask them stuff about like their staff experience and whatnot. Be just and also just like be yourself because sometimes cores are gonna look more for like personality than your playing ability. I know for some people at Spirit that like they're contracted like their playing is fine, but like their personality is what got them the contract, you know? It's um because you can have good players and stuff, but building the foundation of the environment in the horn line and in like the drum line or whatever, it's based on how well you can be as a person, like how well you can like work with other people and whatnot, how fast you can learn. Because if you're just toxic, then we're not going to contract you, you know?
Yeah.
Like it's just being yourself, man. Like be yourself, learn the stuff, interact with staff and vets, and then you're fine. You'll be fine. And if you don't get a contract, now you have your name in their head for next year. Uh, and now you know a bunch of connections, and you're basically set for next year. You get a head start on the audition packet if they're using the same material. So there you go. Like, even if you're like 14, 15, I know some drum corps don't typically contract that young. It's still good to go to a camp, you know? Like, the camps are your gateway into the world. And if you never go to a camp, then you're just not. Well, it's not like you're not good. Like, there's still video auditions and stuff, but go to a camp. Just go to a camp.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's like
Hmm.
I mean, it's kind of like in the real world, like with job interviews and everything. I know even like funny
Yeah.
enough, I was discussing this or we were discussing this in class today in one of my business classes of like who cares that all the because obviously like you were saying like 14-year-olds, 15-year-olds, like who cares that all these college kids are here? Like you can do it too. Like it's
Hmm.
really up to you if you want to have the guts to go out there and perform at your highest level, you know?
Yeah. We'll say I just said all that, but my first spirit camp was in April of this year. So like I didn't even go to a spirit camp in my for 2023. So that being said, there's always video auditions that you can always get contracts off of.
Too.
So like and like me being a prime example, it will be a struggle for you when you come to spring training, especially if you come 2 weeks late because you have to graduate from high school or something or whatever. But it's it'll be kind of like a struggle to get to know everyone, but you should be fine. You know, like a video audition, like if you never go to a camp, then like it's but if you like take care of your business, you do your video assignments, you do everything, and then you head to spring training not knowing anyone, just try and like I don't know, just get to know the staff, like do everything you're supposed to do at camp at spring training. Because that's what I did. I turned out to be fine, I guess. Whatever. But it's yeah, no, the video audition process is also fine. And I know every core is different with that stuff. But
Yeah.
uh yeah, no video auditions, go to camps, just get your name out there. That's I guess that's my main point. It's just get your name out there, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Alrighty. Well, as we soon wrap up the episode, I wanted to ask, what got you into drum corps? What show, any event that you went to, what got you into drum corps?
Well, what got me into drum corps, obviously, my first band director, Zach Shirley, shout out. Like he hosted DCI finals in
Hey.
2019, and also I went to DCI Mesquite in 2019. So obviously that stadium host holds a lot of like that is a very special place in my heart because that's where I saw DCI for the first time. Area 2 years in a row. Area when I teched. Like I did like three drum corps shows there, whatever. And so like I love Mesquite Memorial Stadium. But uh I went to DCI Mesquite with my sister and I was like, oh, I don't know about this. And it's really ironic because we sat through like three shows. And it was the Madison Scouts, I think that show was called Majestic. And then when Hell Freezes Over by the Colts, and I was like, that's crazy. Like this is wild. And then Spirit of Atlanta came on with Neon Underground. And at the time, I was like a really big like dubstep head. So I just like was so into EDM music and they just like started with like a dubstep drum break and I'm like, this is the coolest thing ever, dude. And that was like my first thing, like ever, like seeing like drum corps or anything. I remember my sister like showed me a bunch of like clips from like Babylon and stuff, and I'm like, oh, this is cool, I guess. But like, and I didn't really get into Babylon. I know it's crazy I say about Babylon because now I'm like, I look at it, I'm like, this is like one of the coolest shows ever. But when I saw it live is really when I got like, this is sick. And at the time, I was also like I could never I'm not gonna be good at marching band. Like this is too hard. But here we are. So it's like it's like the again like coming from like all the different backgrounds and stuff. It's just like if you don't think you can do it, you can do it. I can assure you you can do it. But yeah, no, it was definitely Neon Underground was the show that got me into DCI. And yeah, I don't know. It's just that show holds like a very special place in my heart, and Spirit in general, obviously, holds a very special place in my heart after that. Um, yeah.
Nice. Nice. Alrighty, man. Well, I have like three-ish more questions. What are
Sure,
you looking
sure.
forward to this upcoming drum course season? I know we hit a little bit
Mm,
of the points earlier today, but
mhm.
what are some things that you are looking forward to this upcoming drum course season?
I'd say we got a little bit of new design team, and I'm very excited about that. The people who worked on like the audio design and the pit writing for Cinnamon and Mandarins this year. I really struggle pronouncing that show's name, but they're at Spirit now, and I am very excited about that. They're also working at Monarch Independent for all my indoor heads, and that it's just it feels like everything's coming together. We got a new drill writer. He was one of our fish caption heads last season. Shout out Brad. He writes for some high schools in Georgia, and like just around. And like I remember doing some like research about like some of his drill, and I'm just like, oh no, this is gonna be pretty cool. I'm just so excited. it feels like everyone I've talked to about coming back is just like really like locked in on ready to just like hit the ground running when the camps come in. And that's a really good environment to set
Yeah.
like right now because we had a lot of expectations last season and obviously it kind of fell flat. So having that sort of like I wouldn't say vengeance, but like redemption as from last season is like a big motive this year, I think. And just like and obviously we can't hold ourselves to the same standard as last year because it's obviously going to be a new year. But just the motivation that everyone is feeling is really exciting. And
Good.
for anyone who's still thinking about auditioning, we have a camp in like a couple days if you want to come on out. And then the 23rd and the 7th, I want to say of December. You should come out. A little bit of advertisement, but you should definitely come out. I I am really excited for the staff. Like almost everyone in the brass staff is staying. I love this brass staff so much. They are like the smartest people I've ever worked with. Uh, and this season is gonna be so lit. It's just gonna be so fun. I'm so ready. I've like as soon as I got off the field on Lucas Oil, I was like, I need the next season to start. I need to
Yeah.
start marching again. And yeah, dude, it's just gonna be such a fun season. I don't know. It's
And
like the
how many
designs come together. Sorry, what?
I was just gonna ask how many more seasons do you have?
I have two more.
Okay.
So I have some years, but my age out is 2026 and it doesn't feel like I'm starting getting my drum corps body is setting in and like I just starting to feel like a bunch of pain, so it doesn't feel like I have two more, but at the same time it feels like I have an infinite amount, you know? Like I'm in that weird
Ah,
middle
yeah.
stage. And but I am oh dude, it's just gonna be so exciting. Uh
Yes.
a lot. I hope the leadership team is gonna be like really stacked this year too. Hopefully, like leadership auditions I obviously haven't had yet, but the people I've talked to are interested in it. Are really good people, and everyone returning is just an amazing. It's just an amazing group of people that I am so excited to just like hit the ground running with. You know?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Alrighty, man. Well, last few questions here. What would be three things? I know we've been kind of talking about it a little by little, but
Yeah.
what would be three things you would tell someone who's looking to get into the drum corps world?
Hmm. March Spirit of Atlanta. But no,
Yes,
like I said
promo.
earlier, yes, promo. I think obviously getting your name out there, going to camps, yeah. So getting your name, getting to know the staff. The camps are obviously is going to be your primary source of just like getting to know like the core, the environment, how the traditions are, and whatever. Um, and then. Yeah, just reaching out to any vets you can. That's a really big one actually. Because obviously the vets are gonna know best. And to have that connection, to already have those friends when you get to the camp is like really, really good. I remember like when I started Marching Spirit, like I reached out to a couple of vets and I was just like getting to know them and just like when I got to spring training, even though it was a little late, like I was just like I still have like a solid foundation of people that I could know I could go to because they are the people I reached out to before and just like getting to know people just be it is not really a introverted activity you can be introverted if you want to but I can guarantee you this is where you are able to be yourself and express yourself and so just going into a camp with that mentality of just being yourself getting your names inside of people's heads and just getting to know people is like the best thing you can do. Obviously, prepare the audition material, but just get to know the people. Like the environment is the most important thing. Uh, for me at least, it's just like that will just make me determine if I want to be in that organization or not. If like the people aren't like great, I'm just gonna be like I don't know. Like they could give me an instant contract, and then I'm just like, yeah, but these like the entire baritone section just did not like talk to me the entire time. And I'm just like, yeah, whatever. But like, yeah, no. So the environment, that's the things that you should always look for. The environment. Because you can be a good player anywhere. but the environment is what really counts.
Yep. Nice,
Yeah.
nice. Awesome advice, dude. I'll take that to heart too, bro, because
hmm
I mean, just
Yeah.
I just haven't marched yet. So having all
Yeah.
these little learning from everyone's experiences and what to look forward to is an awesome thing. So
hmm
thank you for that. I appreciate
Not
that.
very.
So
You got it, bro. You're so set. You're gonna whatever core you audition for, you're gonna be so set, dude. It's gonna be
thanks,
lit. With all
bro.
these people that I've been talking to, you're gonna be lit. It's gonna be
Thanks,
fun.
bro. I appreciate it. Well, as
hmm
we finish the episode, I wanted to ask, is there anyone you would like to shout out who's followed your
hmm
journey these past few years?
Yeah. Well, first and foremost, I'd like to make a statement for everyone from the Spirit of Atlanta 2024 during spring training. The emergency EPL because our rooms were dirty was not my fault. It was in fact Matthew Allen's fault. It was Matthew, bro. Like I don't understand how there's any type of argument. You walk into our room and it's just like the worst tour spread you've ever seen in your entire life. And it was just so messy. And then like people are like, oh no, it's DJ. No, bro, no, I was fine. I had my little things. It's fine. It was fine. And then Matthew, oh my gosh. And how can you blame him when you literally spend sorry I'm calling you out, Matthew, but not really, because what the heck? It's you literally spend like almost $200 at one Walmart stop. Like what it's Matthew. It was Matthew, bro. It was Matthew. It was not me. It was Matthew Allen. Shout out Matthew Allen. Love you, dog.
Dude.
um, yeah. We love our spring training housing site, by the way. Shout out JSU. It's like we got dorms and stuff, and I know like not everyone gets that privilege to be in dorms, but sometimes it's not really a privilege when you leave a mess and you have like an entire lotion bottle like explode on your dresser. How did you do that, by the way? Uh, anyway, sorry.
I feel like
Uh,
this is gonna be clipped and just like going.
yeah. But okay, so people that like are like have really supported me through my journey. Um, my band directors, by name, Zach Shirley, Jacob Dewall, Jason Lewis, Michael H. Hernandez, uh, and then David Herring, rest in peace. We miss you very much. But yeah, and then obviously all my techs and everyone that have been like really there for me. Blake Durden, especially, head drum major from 2023. The like I have a picture with him, it's really funny. But it was the ginger dude that was like jumping all over the podium. And yeah, just like my family, obviously. I quite literally wouldn't be able to do this because I am broke. And yeah, all just my sister as well. I love her to death. Hate her, but I love her, like one of those type of things. And um, yeah, no. Shout out all the homies too. All the homies I've mentioned so far. Everyone that I've name dropped. It's all but love. Even Matthew. Even Matthew. Um, but yeah, no. I Yeah, no, it's just been an amazing journey, and I'm so excited to like just keep continuing on with like everyone that I'm about to meet and everyone I've already met. It's just gonna be or this journey has just been like incredible, and I'm just so excited to keep going through with it, you know?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Indeed.
Yes, sir.
Alrighty. Well, I wanted to ask, is there any thing you want to plug? I know we've been talking about Spirit of Atlanta, but anything
Hmm.
else, any socials, any events, anything that you want to plug? Open floor.
I guess my Instagram is dj.ballin, but the L's are ones. And I guess that's that. I mean, it's a private account, so if I don't know you, then but you can still try and follow me, I guess. Shout out Highland Park, Highlander band. So I love those kids so much. We just had our area performance and they absolutely killed it. Got super emotional a lot. They know my speech and they got really hyped over it. And yeah, shout out Highland Park. Love those kids. And Vigilantes, I'll shout out because I love that indoor percussion group and I love everyone marching there. Hell, really big feeders into UNT. So a lot of the UNT drumline march is VIP. So going green. Uh,
Hey.
but yeah, I think that's about it, you know?
Alrighty. Sick. Well, again, DJ, thank you so much for coming on the podcast. It's been a pleasure to have you. I've learned a lot from you. So again, thank you. I was very much looking forward to it. I was getting DMs by DMs from Diego and Landry, just being like, interview him,
Oh no.
interview him. And I said,
Mhm.
okay, let's interview him. So here we are. Oh, and I
Thank you for
hope you
letting me
enjoyed
be
it.
on here, dude.
Of course, man.
Yeah,
That's what we're
no,
here
it was
for.
awesome.
Yes,
Mhm.
sir. Alrighty,
Cool.
everybody. Well, we'll leave you at this. Remember to follow the Instagram that is Owen Talks Drumcore. Subscribe on YouTube that is Owen Does Band Things, as well as following the Spotify that is Owen Talks Drumcore. I will also say there will be a giveaway sometime soon. Very, very
Hey,
soon.
yo.
So stay tuned.
Okay.
So stay tuned for
Okay.
that. So stay tuned for that. Yes, sir. Go follow the Instagram and you'll know right when it goes up. So you can be entered into that. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, I'll leave you at that. So we will see you next week. Peace.
Bye, all.
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool.